Alright, so in today's video, we're going to be doing a full breakdown on Hsin. And if you don't know who Hsin is, they are one of the recent leaked units upcoming in 3.7. So they've already had their official drip marketing released. So there's quite a lot we already know about them. However, in today's video, we're touching on all of the details that you really want to know. Like the banner versions, kits, all of the extra details, how she's going to work. So let's get into absolutely all of it. Plenty of Wuthering Waves banners are releasing constantly. And we're going through the patches quickly. And to be honest, it can easily add up quickly on the trusty bank, especially with the current prices of Lunites. We all know the most standard way of getting Lunites is by getting them in-game. However, there is another way. You can get Wuthering Waves top-ups. These top-ups can offer a great discount to the overall prices of Lunites, reaching up to 40% off. So if you'd like to check out the discounts yourself, check out my channel's description, where you can enjoy those nice discounts on Lunites. If you guys would like to enter the weekly giveaways we are hosting, we put all of the winners on the screen every week on Monday. All you have to do for 5 Lunite subscriptions is like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on all notifications for the channel. And that's all you have to do. We'll be picking some comments and putting them on the screen, but you have to make sure you've done those steps, because if you haven't, then you will be rejected. Alright, so getting into it now, let's get into what Kuro has actually confirmed regarding Hsin. So Hsin actually had her official drip marketing released already that we received not too long ago, so I'll put that up on the screen if you haven't seen it. However, Hsin herself is not a data mined placeholder anymore because of this. She's associated with the Mengshao and the Sentinels. Existing in-game lore identifies her as the Hsin Moon and the Fox, and one of Huanglong's Sentinels. And with Mengshao under her protection, she has also been referenced through Moon Chasing Festival lore well before becoming an upcoming playable character. Her name has an interesting basis too, with Chinese Xin meaning heart, which is corresponding to the Heart Mansion on the traditional 28 mansions, whose associated creature is the Heart Moon Fox, and that lines up with the Moon Fox imagery surrounding her. So the following are safe. Hsin exists, she is female, she belongs to Mengshao, Huanglong. She's connected to the Sentinels, and her official character design is real, and her element, weapon, and actual combat kit haven't been officially announced, but we do have leaks. So let's get into the recent kit leaks regarding Hsin. So let's get into the newest one. Hsin is an Electro Rectifier dual form, Electro Flare, and Tune Break mechanic unit. So the Electro and Rectifier part has appeared across many leaks, and it's a very prominent sort of leak, so we can classify this as the most likely. And Electro Flare, this is probably the foundation of her kit. So current leaks are connecting her to Electro Flare, which is already an existing negative status mechanic in the game. However, older speculation had already predicted that Hsin would be the character who finally turns Echo Flare into a proper offensive archetype. But the important difference is that the newest seal leak is now specifically naming Electro Flare as part of her gameplay. Exactly how she interacts with the stacks is not leaked yet. However, claims online say that she definitely builds Electro Flare, then overcaps into Electro Rage, detonates it, and comes mostly from speculative build guide. Now let's get into her dual forms and the full detail. So we actually received this information quite recently, and this is one of the more interesting leaks. So right now it's being said that Hsin has a dual form or dual mode sort of system. And how is it going to work? Well, basically she has two forms, the normal and the Sentinel. And the Sentinel has enhanced states, and in both forms there are enhanced states as well. Each form has its own moveset and 2 ults with a domain field and coordinated attack. That's all we currently know about her sort of dual mode system right now. However, this is some pretty interesting news, very unique. Okay, let's touch on the new Tune Break mechanic. So this part is completely brand new. The newest seal leak specifically says Hsin will feature a new Tune Break mechanic, and at the moment there isn't a reliable number or detail regarding this. But however, there is an X Tune Break, and this gives X amount of damage. You might need an X amount of Tune Strain, and her weapon might give Tune Break amplification. That's how we're expecting her to work. Is Hsin actually a main DPS? Well, this is where things get quite messy. So there are 3 competing versions floating around, and an earlier leak sourced the Fractured Shores and said that Hsin was most possibly not a main DPS at S0R1, and specifically suggested that the Rover would be her teammate. However, right now, at the current state, it seems like she has shifted into an Electro DPS with these dual forms and her tune break into consideration. This seems like her main push. Hsin and the Rover. So let's talk about Hsin and the Rover because it looks very intentional. And this is one of the more believable team hints. So if you guys did not know, the Electro Rover will be introduced in Meng's Hao. And obviously, well, he is already introduced. So when Hsin comes out, we will be seeing some sort of synergy between the 2 characters, obviously with them both being Electro. It could definitely be a possibility, but we don't know if they're going to be like the best in slot. Let's talk about Hsin and Susu, because there's a decent chance Susu was designed with future Meng's Hao units in mind, and a lot of guides right now are pairing her with Hsin. So I would not pull Susu solely because people are expecting Hsin to require her. However, we do need to wait for the Hsin details to drop first. Suoming might actually be part of Hsin's archetype, so this is definitely something to take into account. Suoming right now is being proposed as a Havoc Rectifier and support, with Suoming being Electro Sword with Electro Flare. There may actually be an effectively Electro or Electro Flare ecosystem, and these characters could actually pair up very nicely. Let's get into Hsin's release timing and the banner, phases and details. So Hsin right now is set to release in 3.7, if you didn't know. She will be released in the first phase, and in the second phase we're likely to receive Suoming, who is another brand new unit. So these are the 2 likely characters to be released so far. We're not too sure on the 3.8 units or whatnot so far. And as for reruns, we can expect some best in slots for these characters that haven't been released in a little while. Think characters like Chisa, Dania, Frolova, and there's lots of potential. However, these are unconfirmed, the reruns just so far. So let's give a bottom line on Hsin. So she is confirmed. We have her official sort of release with her design. So let's get into the confirmed with Hsin. So Hsin herself is confirmed, the design. She's female, she's Meng's Hao, she's a sentinel with the Moonfox identity. And let's get into some strong leaks that are, very likely to be true. She's 5-star. She's released in version 3.7. She's Electro, Rectifier, Electro Flare, Dual Form, new tune break. Now moving into a plausible standpoint, Hsin is in 3.7 phase 1. This could be changed around. She will be a good synergy unit with Electro Rover. This could change. Hsin being some kind of hybrid rather than a pure hypercarry. This could also change. Now moving into a weak or a speculative standpoint, she will be a dedicated Electro Flare Echo set. This is not, completely confirmed, and this is speculative. She will have attack scaling, not confirmed. Hsin and Susu and Rover definitely being best in slot. This is also weak and a bit speculative because we don't know the full details on her kit just yet. And currently unsupported, her signature weapon stats, name and full skill multipliers with S1 to S6 Ascension materials, Forte priority, and exact Echo main stats. We don't know these. So bottom line, Hsin is looking extremely likely for 3.7. She's also likely to be an extremely strong unit, so if you need a strong unit to pick up your team a bit, she definitely will fill in that gap. Thank you guys for watching the full breakdown as always. If you enjoyed the breakdown, please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.